Hello.
Is it
Yes, yes.
Swagatam this side?
Yeah, yeah.
Just hold on. I will just take customer online.
Okay.
आपण ज्या व्यक्तीसोबत बोलत आहात त्या व्यक्तीने आपला कॉल होल्डवर ठेवला आहे. कृपया लाईनवर रहा. The person you are speaking with has put your call on hold. Please stay on the line. आप जिस व्यक्ति से बात कर रहे हैं उसने आपकी कॉल को होल्ड पे रखा है. कृपया लाइन पर बने रहें.
We have Ankur with us online.
Yeah, hi, Ankur.
Hey, hi,
Ankur, you can take
how are
over.
you?
Yeah.
Fine, fine.
So, I won't waste any time. Just introduce yourself, what you have done so far, what's your expertise, and then we can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I have 4 years of experience in SAS and base SAS, macros, access, cloud, ODS, SQL. Currently, I'm working for Wipro Infotech for the client of HDFC Group. Here, I'm working for both HDFC.
No, just hold for a minute.
Yeah.
Just hold for a minute. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Currently, I'm working for Wipro Infotech for the client of HDFC Group. Here, I'm working for HDFC Securities and HDFC Loans. So here, what is my roles and responsibilities means in HDFC Securities project, daily whatever the trading is happening in the market between 9:30 to 3:30, the trading data will be stored into National Stock Exchange server and Bombay Stock Exchange server. Some data we can get it from NSE and BSE, some data will come to directly my servers. So the data which is coming to NSE, BSE, at end of the day, NSE, BSE will segregate the data on each broking company wise and they will send it to the reputed brokerage companies. Same way my HDFC people will get the data from NSE to BSE through notepads. Then my DBA people will load the data into database. Suppose for market share report I have to generate. So the data I need to pick from NSE, BSE side. So that we are getting through notepad that is loading into server. Yeah.
So that data is on their side, so you do some kind of whatever you are doing.
Yeah, we have two kind of reports. Some report.
Database, or you have some your own database where
That's
you
what I'm
are
saying. That's what I'm
importing the
saying. We
database
have some.
your database.
Yeah, we have two kind of reports. We have internal reports and we have external reports. The internal report data directly will be stored. Suppose, for example, account opening report is there. Closed account report is there. Non-traders, active traders, top traders report is there. That data directly will be stored into my server only. But for market share report, to generate the market share report, not only our data, our competitor data also required. So that data will come from NSE, BSE. At the end of the day, NSE, BSE will segregate the data like through broking company wise and they will send it to the reputed brokerage companies through notepads. Then my DBA people will load the data also into database. So now what is my requirement means? First I have to get the requirement from my AVP. Then I have to analyze the requirement for understand the business concept, to understand the domain part.
Right.
So here if it is required, I am taking the help from business analyst or from requirement documents, I can understand this part. Then I can understand the data part from DBA people. So like which database we are using, in that which tables we are using, in that tables which columns we require to generate this report like this. Then what is the column name, what is the description of the column, label of the column, length of the column, whether it have the null value or not. So this we have to understand from DBA people or design documents. So then I have to extract the data from database to SAS by using explicit path to query. So once I extract the data from database to SAS by using different SAS transformations or different statements, I am performing the data management and preparing some intermediate tables. So here I am applying like sorting the data, transposing the data, filtering the data, formatting the data, subsetting the data, combining the data like this. So once I prepare the intermediate SAS data set, so for that I am applying some procedures like stock print, stock report, stock tablet, stock mean, stock immediate, stock frequency. So using these procedures, I am performing the data analysis and generating some reports. Those reports then I am converting to HTML and Excel format by using ODS as per my client requirement. Now once I develop that report, I have to check that code whether it is correct, is given a proper result or not as per the client requirement. I have to check it. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
I have to test that code to identify correctness and completeness of the program as per various test cases wise, like data wise, decimal values wise, formatting wise, order wise, look and feel wise, execution time wise, whether it meets the client expectation or not, I have to test it. If all test cases run successfully, I can prepare the UKR documents and I can move the program into UAT. Then user also will verify once again, and once you give the approval, we can add all other business users managers in the program. We can deliver that quality email reports to all other business users, which helps to take the decision making to develop the business. So this is the development part which I am doing. Apart from this, I am giving the support for existing reports also. We have almost around 300 reports in the server. For those reports, I have to give some supporting, like bug fixing. I have to identify the errors and I have to rectify that errors from the existing code. And I have to add some extra flags or extra columns in existing reports, or I have to delete extra flags or extra columns, or I have to change some business logics in existing reports, like this.
Can you give me some example on that?
Suppose, for example, recently if we see the RBI is reduced 0.5% in rate of interest for home loans. But previously the rate of interest was different, now the rate of interest was different. But in the previous calculations, the rate of interest is hard-coded, so that we are changing now. Or we have to add some extra columns in existing reports only, or extra blacks in existing report only. Or if any error comes, suppose for example, when the development team is done the coding, somewhere it should be hard code. Suppose for example, I have a financial report. In the financial report, then they're pulling the data, they can write a condition where date between year beginning date to year ending date. So they're not done the automation, they've done the hard coding part. So till that year there is no problem. When the year change, it will give some error. So that I have to automate it. So like this, I'm giving the support for existing reports. So here I prepare some reports.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Now let's talk on another part.
Yeah.
How comfortable you are with Basis and EG?
Yeah, I'm very much comfortable.
So how would you rate yourself?
In SAS, I'll give you 7 to 8 out of 10.
And what about the macros?
Macros also.
Just hold for a second.
Yeah.
Hold for a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand something from you. For example, say there are multiple data files here. Okay.
Yeah.
One is in Excel file where you have different steps over there. So, and say suppose 5 products are there. I'm just giving an example. So that means A, B, C, D, E. Okay?
A, B, C, D, E.
E. So that means A, B, C, D, E.
These are the sheet names in Excel file, no?
No. This
okay,
is
different
one
file.
Excel sheet only I'm talking about. One Excel sheet only.
Okay, in one Excel sheet, what is this A, B, C, D? 5 columns.
Yes. This is a column. So one is product name, say A, B, C, D, E, right?
Okay.
And column B has some percentage for that particular product. Say for A, 20%,
Okay.
for B, 30%. So consider this is a claim ratio for this product.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, and entire claim database we have in other systems, files already that is in place. Okay, so I just want to see, I'm just giving you an idea. You can make the changes whatever you want. So, for example, for each product, I want to calculate what is the expected versus actual claim. So, from the database, we can get the actual value. In the last 2 years or 3 years, on the basis of the different fields, we can get what the actual claim happens. And this is 20%, 30% is the expected value.
Okay, the statistics part I'm not that much good. I'm into the purely ETL and reporting part. Analytics I'm not working.
Sorry, say again?
Analytics part I'm not working. That modeling part and statistical analysis I'm
not
that
talking
much
about
good.
analytics and modeling. I don't need a person who is very specific in or good in modeling. I'm not going to ask you a single question on modeling. I'm clearly asking you data extraction stuff. Okay.
Okay. Now I have column 1 where I have some A, B, C, D, E. And there is some percentage value.
Expected percentage that this is would be my say the expected claim on this product, these 5 products. Expected.
Okay. Maybe there is some 10%, 20%, 30% like that.
Whatever.
Okay.
And for my data, I do have already what happened in the system. I need to generate a new table that output should be in. First of all, I need to use SAS for that for calculation, and output we need to share with the end user in Excel. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have 2 files. One is in Excel, that is your input file. Another input, all that data, whatever you require for claims, that is in SAS.
So now I have 2 source files or 1 source file?
So 2 source files.
Okay, both are Excel files.
One is in SAS. One is in SAS format, right?
Okay.
Actuals, what happened in the last year? So for against these 5 products, what are the number of policies we have? What are the number of claims we have received? What is the premium amount we have received? All those information, whatever you want is there.
Okay. One I have in SAS, another one I have in Excel.
Excel, yes. Yeah. So against these products in Excel, I have the expected claim in coming year, expectation. Okay.
Yes.
So I just want to calculate expected versus actual. How would you do it? Simple calculation.
Expected versus actual.
Actual.
The actual means now what I have in the data.
And I want this at different cuts. So first of all, we would start, say, for channel. So we have different, say, we have 2 channels, say, agency and CDs. 2 channels are there. In that we have some geographies. And that we have some agents. So cut, you say 3 cuts are there. So how would you generate the reports, actual versus expected? Simple.
See, now what I understood is I have a one SAS table, one Excel table. So in both the tables have same information or different information?
Okay. Information is same.
Information is same. I have like the products and I have some expected.
In SAS file, in SAS file, yes. In SAS file you have the actual data, what happened till date. And in the Excel file you have expected data, what can happen.
Expected data means like what we have in the next future data.
So again?
So in SAS I have the actual data. In Excel I have expected data.
Yes, next month expectation.
Next month expectation data I have, and SAS I have actual data. So now what you want to find out?
I want to find out expected versus actual against different cuts. So cuts would be say channel, say agent, say SM. And all those fields are in both the data set, Excel and SAS.
Okay.
Whatever be the fields we require is there.
Now we require in the output what is the expected amount and what is the actual amount. Actual amount I have in SAS, expected amount I have in Excel. Yeah. Now first I can import the data from Excel to SAS. Then I can merge both into one data set. In SAS I have expected actual amount and Excel I have expected amount. So both I can merge into one data set with required expected columns. So there we can see like each product wise what is the actual amount we have. That actual amount column I am picking from SAS and expected amount column I am picking from Excel sheet. So first I am importing the Excel sheet into SAS and I am performing the merge between SAS dataset and Excel dataset.
Okay, this is fine. So I'm just adding some points here. So for example, the Excel sheet which have imported, right? It doesn't have all the columns.
Okay.
Exactly matching with the SAS files. In that case,
all the columns or all the records, all the by groups?
Columns I would say. The field names you would say.
Suppose like
files we have.
Okay. So if different variables is there, it will be add when you perform the merge. If same variables are there, it will be override by last data set. If bigroups are different, we can get it like number of bigroups from both data sets. So that's there we can write some keep option or keep statement. Keep statement is extended than keep option. While doing the merge, I can use the keep statement. I can take it only required column names. Or we can do through proc SQL also. First we can import the data from Excel, then we can do through proc SQL joins. While to perform the SQL join, I can take only required columns in select class.
Excellent. So, can you tell me one thing?
Yeah.
If we talk about, say, proc means, is it possible to analyze the character variable?
Yes, yes. Proc means analyze?
Proc means can it analyze only the character variable?
No. Proc means is useful for only numeric variables. We can find out the descriptive statistics only for numeric variables.
I got the answer. That's it.
Yes.
That got the answer. What's the difference between proc means and proc summary in computing?
Proc means is advanced for proc summary. Why? Because proc summary default does not have the display output. We must use either print option or output statement. But in proc means we have the default display output. And in proc summary, without where statement, it won't find out the 5 simple statistics. You must introduce the where statement. But in proc means without where statement, you find out the descriptive statistics for all numeric variables.
Okay, how good you are in macro?
Yeah, very much comfortable.
So why we create the macro? Very simple question.
Yeah. Sorry?
Why we create a macro? More simple question.
Macro is for repeated tasks. Suppose if you are getting any task repeatedly instead of writing the program, so we can invoke a macro and we can simplify the program and we can reduce the cost to the company and we can minimize the errors and we can minimize the typing skills.
Okay, so I'm not asking anything on you on modeling, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about data extraction, data preparation.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me an idea. I want to identify who would be my high performer.
Okay. So we can...
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me complete. Yeah. I have 100 employees with me.
Okay.
And I have 3 to 4 years rating with me.
Okay.
Okay. So in simple terms, if first year rating, I'm talking about consecutive years. Okay. If first year rating is 1 is considered top notch, 5 is lower. Okay.
Yeah.
If first year rating is 1 or 2, or next year rating is 1 or 2, we would be a high performer. If first year rating is 1 and next year rating is 3, he would be a high performer. If first year rating is 3 and next year rating is 1, he would be a high performer.
Yeah.
And you have 4 years data. So how would you tell me? So any consecutive year,
yeah. Now what I understood is we have some years of data. So each year we are giving some ranks to them. So in that their ranks compared with first year, second year rank is improved is a high performance data.
No. It is not about improve or not improve. It is simply if first year he has rank 1 and second year he has rank 2, he would be high performer.
Okay, it will be up to 3 ranks. Now as per your question, so suppose if first year rank is 1, second year rank is suppose some 5.
Yes.
Is not high performer, no?
He is not high performer.
So till 3 you are taking as a high performer.
I'm telling you condition, listen to it first.
Yes.
First of all, suppose 4 years data is there, ranking data. Okay?
Yes.
2012, 13, 14, 15, for example, take it like
yes.
If I'm talking about, again I'm telling you, listen to it carefully. Consecutive years we are talking about. If first year rating, say any year, if 1 year rating is 1 or 2, or next year consecutive year rating is 1 or 2, he would be a high performer. If first year rating is 1 and 2, and next year rating is not 1, 2, or maybe 3, 4, 5, he would not be a high performer.
Okay, 1 and 2 only is high performer.
If first year rating is 1 and 2, but third year rating, again 1 only, then he would be a high performer.
Okay.
So this is the combination you need to create. Can you tell me the logic behind it?
Yeah. First what I can do, I can produce the ranks. Based on that that numeric business variable, and each year wise, I'm putting the ranks. That I'm putting the ranks in the descending order. So the high for high sales students, for them we can give the high performance. So then what I am selecting, what I am doing, the first year data I'm taking into one table. I'm subsetting the data set. I'm performing the normalization. The each year wise I'm preparing the separate data sets. And between these data sets I'm performing the giant. In that giant I can pick it only who having the 1 and 2 ranks. Then we can get it.
Okay, but this is right. But this is for 2 years, consecutive 2 years. Now, for example, I have said if first year rating is 1 and 2, second is not in 1 and 2, 3 or 5, but third year rating again 1 only, then again he would be considered as a high performer. So how would you define this?
Yeah, that's why what I'm doing when I perform that join between all these years tables.
Okay, so you are going to wait for all years.
Yeah. So each year, first I'm finding the ranks between each year wise, and I'm subsetting the data sets each year separate data set. So loops we can segregate that each year wise we can get the separate data sets even a number of years is there. Now between these years data I'm performing the inner giant performing the giant. While performing the giant I'm taking only whose ranks is there less than 2. Less than or equal to 2. That case we can get all the employees who having 1 and 2 ranks between all the years.
1 and 2 all the years.
Yeah.
So you would all the years 1 and 2.
Yes. Maybe one person.
But in that
case,
suppose
an
individual has a ranking 1 and 2 first year, but second year he has rank 5.
Yes.
Below performer. But third year again he has rank 1. Then how would you consider him?
Okay, what I'm doing while writing the condition there, I'm not using AND operator, I'm using OR operator. Anywhere in this each year wise tables, if anywhere we have the rank is 1 or 2, we'll pick it.
Okay.
So maybe one person rank in this year is 5th rank also. In the next year if he got the 1 rank, it will come automatically when you use the OR operator.
Got it. Okay, Silna, so I think I don't want to go into much details. That's fine with me. Then I'll talk to you after this call. That's it from my side. If you want to ask anything.
No, mainly like what is the project exactly, what kind of work it is, which tools you are using.
Okay, yes, sure. So we have entire SAS base with us. For SAS, I mean, if you want about SAS BI, you want base SAS, you want SAS EG, you want SAS minor, you want SAS BA, we have all SAS with us. Okay,
all the boards
are there. Person who, yes, all those things.
Yeah.
What I need a person who can work on the data extraction part exclusively for me. I don't need to tell him in detail. What I need to tell him, the logic actually.
Okay.
So suppose entire data we have in SAS file.
Yes, yes.
And we need to create reports.
Okay.
So report template we used to get it from the end user in Excel, right?
Okay.
Then on basis of the logic to develop or to populate that number against that particular metric. I'll tell you the logic of that metric. You maybe need 2 or 3 fields to come up to a number to calculate. Right?
Okay.
So you need to apply that logic in SAS itself, and then finally once you're ready with that logic, you need to populate that Excel sheet.
Okay.
The template that we have. And what you can do, you can automate this and that process.
Okay.
So for automation, what would you use? The SAS BI or EG or basis?
So I know the base SAS. I can use the macro variables.
Okay. The data extraction would be easy for you, right?
Yes.
So that's the basic requirement from my side. It will be completely based on the day in, day out. The n number of requirements will be coming from stakeholders. You need to understand first of all the data. Second thing, you need to understand the requirement, what things we are using. For example, take an example. I want to extract the data for average ticket size of top performing sales manager. First of all, you need to identify who are the top performing business. I'll tell you the logic. From one key, you need to extract that information. Then for average ticket size, how to calculate the average ticket size. You need to do that calculation. And then you need to populate against those top performers what's their average ticket size.
Okay.
You're fine with that?
Yes, yes.
So more or less what you are doing.
Sorry?
So more or less like you are mentioning your TV, getting the requirement from AVP, understand the requirement and checking business.
Yes.
So this will be like that.
Okay.
But not only the data extraction, I will also involve you in the business process so that you can understand the business, you can understand the insurance.
Okay.
What exactly is in the insurance field? That would be added advantage to you. So you can not only extract the data, but how these skills related to the business that would develop your functional expertise also. It's not only technical.
Okay. That is very good.
Yes. So once you are done with it, then definitely as a business analyst and going forward, it's a good road ahead for you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Even next connect after this.
Yeah, sure.